And so this idea that it doesn't really seem to matter how much money you've got or don't have, but mostly that you've got, or where you think you're escaping to, because there's a lot of that now. This is like a current event. It's like a current event. You know, you see this Canadians escaping this and that, and moving to a red state may just be a smarter thing to do than run around here and there chasing rainbows. Oh my gosh, what happened to us? I wonder what happened to him. Sometimes there is, but it'd be a lake. Keep looking for the road sign for it. There's a push going on, and it's not even a mega trend, or, well, it's not the mega trend of the past, or actually it is. It is a mega trend of the past. It's just it's for a different reason. Back in the 80s, a mega trend was because people wanted better weather and cheaper costs, and yeah, nothing's changed. But as you know, what's happening this day and age is fueling mega trends that are happening that are in the course of just changing everything. And you know, a lot of people are moving to red states now, which reminds me that somebody just said that, I think it was you, Angie, that there was a Russian lady that came out that said that she was thanking all these corporations that are pulling out of Russia. That, to be clear, she was thanking them for all these fast food franchises were moving. They say they were going to cancel in Russia, and she was thanking them because now Russia was going to be a lot healthier.
She said it's going to be the healthiest country in the world, and it will be.
Hello Americans, this is Natasha from Russia, and we want to thank you for all your sanctions, for taking away from our country Coca-Cola, KFC, McDonald's, and all that shit. We understand that you take care of our healthiness. Healthy. And that's why we'll be stronger and more beautiful and without fat. So, we take care of you too, and that's why we cut our gas. So, you have to walk by foot instead of using your cars. Don't thank you, don't say thank you. Friendship. See you later. From Russia with love.
There's always a silver lining or a different side to a story, so it's just take your pick, whatever side suits your fancy, right? But it is part of the story, because really it's like cutting your nose off to make your face look better. You're just, and I hope you're not invested in their stock. I saw that McDonald's stock was tanking. You know, it was already tanking. Now I'm sure it's going to tank even more. I mean, how much sense does that make? Since when did people mix business with political ideology? I mean, that's never happened before. I don't remember it happening in history. It's never happened before, and so it's going to fail. It's going to be a total fail. Yeah. Just like the Ecuador videos, when we were in Ecuador, and I was showing people all the things they were telling potential customers they had to do just to enter. Now, if you take a look at one of the largest companies in the world, that is the fastest growing, largest companies in the world, Amazon, I don't know if you do much business with Amazon, and maybe you don't want to, and I understand. But just to use them as an example, how they do things, in order to be able to say, well, look, this company's successful and this is how they do things. They make it super easy. They don't require anything. If you want to buy something on Amazon, you just go there and you buy. Amazon does not put up a bunch of hurdles and all these steps and, look, it doesn't work. When was the last time you tried to log into some, for example, government website and you were never able to do it, like the Mexico immigration website? And you were never able to do it, and it's just all these hurdles. Amazon makes it easy, and now these companies think that they're going to, cancel whole multi-million dollar investments for political ideology, and they think that's going to do what? It's going to make Russia healthier. And it's funny, I don't remember, when I was younger, I remember driving down the street and seeing these, what do they call them in America? I've been gone 10 years. I'm forgetting stuff. When you're driving down the highway and you got these... Billboard, thank you. Don't laugh. You go abroad. Listen, Moses forgot how to speak after being in the desert for 60 years. We've been out of America for 10 years. But I used to go down the highway and these billboards would say that it's unlawful to be discriminated against. And then it told you all the things that were unlawful to be discriminated against. And there was religious belief, race, creed, all these things. But now it seems that discrimination is, what do you call it? It's all of a sudden, it's
commonplace.
It's commonplace. Now it's government sanctioned discrimination. I've always said and thought, watch out for the day when violence is government sanctioned, which is what discrimination is. It's a form of violence because it's harmful to your neighbor or harmful to the next guy. People say pay it forward. Well, that's paying it forward is goodwill toward your neighbor, and discrimination is the complete opposite of that, right? And and you see things like in Russia, and discrimination, it's like it's happening on a wholesale, colossal, international, I can't even think of the elephant word for this. There must be some sort of elephant gross word, and maybe there isn't, to describe the level of government sanctioned, even sponsored, government sponsored and initiated, wholesale, worldwide, encouraged discrimination against your neighbor, against people, the next guy. And you've got people that thought they had all their ducks in a row because they went abroad, they got themselves a Caribbean passport, they were going to live their life tax-free, they were going to do all these wonderful things, and they were going to be happily ever after. And now they find out that all of the things which, by the way, I've talked about this in a different video, and sometimes the way I talk is a bit general, and then something like this happens and you can see specifically what I'm talking about. And that this lifestyle requires one to be able to have an expectation that institutions and systems and businesses and the things that we take for granted every day are going to keep doing that. And they're now saying, no, we're not going to honor our promises.
The Caribbean is saying that?
No, Europe is saying, no, we're not going to honor the idea that you can come to Europe with the Caribbean path. It doesn't matter. The details aren't what this is about. This is about the general idea. And they're now saying, no, we're not going to honor our promises. And so this idea that it doesn't really seem to matter how much money you've got or don't have, but mostly that you've got, or where you think you're escaping to, because there's a lot of that now. This is like a current event. It's like a current event. You see this I'll be talking more about this later in a different video. Canadians escaping, this and that. Smart people moving to red states. Well, that may not be all there is to it. It might be a good first step, but no matter where you go, you're going to have to be well grounded on a solid foundation. You know, you want to be pursuing right. You want to be establishing right. You want to be permeating right. Let right be done, they used to say in the courts. Because yes, there is a right and wrong, and pervasive global discrimination is not it. And moving to a red state may just be a smarter thing to do than run around here and there chasing rainbows. I don't know. I mean, you want to be optimistic, right? And say, well, you know, this and that, glass half full. On the other hand, relying on third parties to keep doing what we had taken for granted that they would, and thought that they would just keep doing. Simple things like getting on a plane. But I understand it's causing a huge inflation in some of these red states with property. And it's just all over again. And it seems to be the ebb and flow of life. Just another opportunity to make another million, right? That's the thing, folks. It's not about money. In the end, if you haven't lived your life, what have you really done? You say you put your life aside and you do this and you do that so you can have all these things, and then you put all your ducks in a row and you go execute, and things beyond your control and third parties don't. It's like you saved all your life to buy this amazing car, and then you finally buy it and you go turn the key and it won't start. And you take it to the mechanic and you find out you're going to have to work another 10 years just to be able to afford it. The repair.
and by then, electric cars are going to be in.
And then somebody comes around and says, no, gas prices are going to quadruple and you're just going to have to get an electric one. Smart people may be the ones that are moving to the red states, but again, you know, I do think that people need to consider the times we live in, and to no matter what, help their neighbor and to be spreading goodwill towards their neighbor. And remember that there's two sides to the story, and it's good and evil. And we have to do something in order to be on the good side. It's not just moving. All right, well, thanks for coming to the channel. Hope you got something out of that. Have a wonderful day.